My name is Kelly, I'm 23 years old. I'm a broadcaster at a local television station, living fulfilling days. I'm still a rookie caster, not only presenting news, but also learning about local specialties and attractions. There's so much I need to do. My family wholeheartedly supports and cheers for me. When I have work early in the morning, my mom wakes up at the same time and always makes sandwiches for me. My dad, despite being tired from work, waits up for me until I get home. I feel truly blessed to be born to my parents. But the one who dotes on me more than even their love is my older brother, Victor. Victor always checks out the programs I'm in and even records them. He repeatedly watches them, burns them onto DVDs, and gifts them to our relatives. I tell him, it's embarrassing, stop it, but he responds, "But look, you're doing so well," and gets overly excited as if it were a school play. Outside home, Victor is a serious company employee. He's now the branch manager of a major travel agency, traveling not just across Japan but around the world. Since childhood, he's loved traveling and even went on a world tour alone as a student. Victor, kind, family-oriented, and handsome in both looks and heart, recently got a girlfriend. Their meeting happened during one of his beloved trips. The girlfriend, Jennifer, is a flight attendant. When Victor was on a flight, Jennifer tried to give him her phone number, but he didn't accept it. Months later, they met again on a plane. Victor was struck by how kindly Jennifer treated a young child on board. He approached her this time, they hit it off talking about travel, and eventually started dating. Our family was overjoyed. After all, Victor, despite being popular, never talked about girlfriends. As I mentioned before, he's not just my favorite, he's genuinely perfect. My friends would come over just to see him. Yet, we never heard any romantic rumors about him, which worried us. My mom would pester him daily, saying, "Oh, I want to meet her." At first, Victor was reluctant, saying it was embarrassing or she was busy. But he gave in to mom's persistence, saying, "All right, I'll bring her over on her day off." Then, our house became busy, preparing meals, cleaning rooms, and Dad even thought about getting a new suit. Though Mom stopped him, saying it wasn't a matchmaking meeting. We never expected this happy event to turn into the worst one. On the day of meeting Jennifer, as we were nervously waiting, the doorbell rang. We all greeted Jennifer at the door. She was stunningly beautiful, radiating an aura. "Welcome." When they greeted her, Jennifer replied, "Thank you for inviting me today," very politely. Surprised, I blurted out, "Wow, amazing." Jennifer glanced at me and turned away. At that moment, I thought I had said something weird, but I didn't dwell on it much. However, it didn't take long to realize something was off about Jennifer. Even during dinner, while chatting merrily, she would smile only when the topic was about her or Victor's childhood. But whenever I was mentioned, her face would stiffen, and she'd try to change the subject. When Mother said, "The siblings are really close. Victor loves Kelly a lot," Jennifer's expression turned sour, responding only with a curt, "Oh, is that so?" Probably Mom sensed something too. When Dad and Victor were drinking and having fun, I tried to bond with Jennifer, asking, "What are your hobbies?" She scoffed and said bluntly, "I don't want to tell you." When I was too scared to talk to her after that, she said, "Kelly, can you show me where the bathroom is? I don't know where the light switch is." I was startled. Victor offered to show her, but I was relieved when she said, "It's fine. Enjoy with your father." I intended to guide her quickly and escape, but she didn't let me. Suddenly she said, "You're a caster, right? You must be the center of attention now because you're young. How did you become a broadcaster? Through monkey business? No." With that figure and face, I guess monkey business is out of the question. The bathroom is here. The light switch is here. I cut her off and returned to my room. Mom came to check on me, wondering why, but I said, I have early work tomorrow, I need to prepare. She didn't seem convinced, but didn't press further. I was torn about confiding in my mother. Hearing the laughter from the living room, I didn't want to ruin Victor's happiness. I couldn't bring myself to tell her that day. Jennifer started visiting our home often. She'd bring gifts for my parents and chat animatedly about her flights. My parents, who love traveling, really enjoyed these conversations. As for me, our interactions were limited to greetings. Sometimes Dad would invite me to join them, but Jennifer would glare at me and, when Dad left, would sarcastically say, "Ugh." My mood's dropping. Do you think you've won just because you're a broadcaster? Why? What did I do? Why do I have to endure this? While I was pondering this, Victor and Jennifer's wedding was decided. I couldn't genuinely congratulate them. But it was Victor's decision. I had no right to interfere. I forced a smile and said, "Congratulations." Jennifer's reaction was as lukewarm as expected, but then something unexpected happened. Victor suddenly asked, "Kelly, can you host our wedding?" I was surprised, and so was Jennifer. Kelly and Jennifer's voices synced up. Why? Because Kelly is a broadcaster, she's good at this kind of thing, right? She knows me well. I'd be really happy if Kelly hosted, my brother Victor said with a beaming smile. Hesitating, I said, "No, but..." Then Jennifer, subtly opposing, said, "Shouldn't we hire a professional? Isn't Kelly a professional too?" Jennifer, do you not want Kelly to host? It's not like that. Jennifer was speechless. She couldn't badmouth me in front of my brother since she always acted nice around him. Brother, are you sure you want me? I want you to do it, Kelly. Think of it as your brother's once-in-a-lifetime request. Will you do it for me? I usually ask Victor for favors, so when he asked me like this, I impulsively said, "Yes, I'll do it." Then I prepared various things for the wedding. I talked to Victor's friends, colleagues, Jennifer's parents, friends, and colleagues, packing my head with different stories. I also prepared a surprise, just in case. Finally, the wedding day arrived. The reception started with my announcement, "The bride and groom, please enter." Victor looked his best and happiest ever. Jennifer was stunning, shining brightly. The guests, noticing I was a caster, watched my amateur hosting warmly. Some even came to take pictures with me, which I accepted, though reluctantly. I pretended not to notice the one person who was displeased. The ceremony went smoothly with performances and the cake cutting. And then it was time for Jennifer's final speech. Now, let's have the speech. Jennifer stood up and walked slowly to the microphone. Everyone, holding handkerchiefs, focused on her. Then, Jennifer said something no one expected. "Before I start my speech, first, could the monster please leave?" She said it clearly, looking only at me. Everyone was shocked. As they were trying to understand what happened, she said again, pointing at me, "What? You didn't hear? Monster, please leave." Monster? Who? Why do I have to be looked down on like this? My brain, which had stopped thinking, started racing, and anger welled up inside me. I had been patient until now, but this wasn't helping my brother. It's time to reveal her true nature. Taking a deep breath, I said, "Understood." No second words. I was about to leave when a conversation played at just the right moment. "You'll miss your chance to get married with that attitude. You're only young, nothing else. With your looks, you..." The hall erupted in chaos. It was clearly Jennifer's voice. She screamed, "Stop it. If you tell Victor about me, I'll destroy you." Despite Jennifer's cries, the conversation continued. Jennifer, is this you? You said such things to my dear sister? No. It's not true, Victor. It must be Kelly trying to sabotage our marriage. Jennifer clung to Victor crying, but he shrugged her off. Kelly would never do such a thing. Don't insult me. It was a voice I had never heard from Victor. Tension filled the hall, and everyone felt the unbearable atmosphere. Listen carefully, Jennifer. My mother, taking the microphone, spoke as if advising Jennifer. Jennifer was too panicked to listen, but Mom didn't care. Jennifer, ever since you first came to our house, I noticed something was off with Kelly. I asked her about it, but she wouldn't say anything. However, I heard it. You've been hurling heartless words at Kelly, haven't you? No, it's not like that, Mother. She denied it in a barely audible voice. Every time you called me Mother, it made me uncomfortable. Kelly once went to ask your colleagues at work about you. But hardly anyone had good things to say about you. Especially to the younger and cuter juniors, you were particularly harsh. Also, it's fine to have ex-boyfriends, but I heard you always broke up because of your affairs. Always looking down on others, thinking you're a queen? I refuse to have someone like you marry my son. The mother's tone started off calm but gradually became stronger. Of course, the ceremony was interrupted, and only Jennifer, sitting down with her mother consoling her and her father yelling at her, remained in the hall. After that, when we returned home from the ceremony, Victor apologized to me. I didn't want an apology from him, but he was so insistent that I said, okay, then buy me some delicious chocolate next time. I also apologized to Victor, sorry I couldn't speak up. Victor patted my head and said, Kelly was enduring it for my sake, right? Kelly is a kind girl, showing his usual gentle smile. The next day, Jennifer's family came to our house, but my father rejected them, saying, I don't even want to see your faces. Since my mother, who knew the situation, had told Victor to submit the marriage registration after the wedding, we were spared the hassle of divorce proceedings. So, we'll likely never see that family again. Of course, Victor's anger didn't subside so easily. Working at a major travel company, he almost stopped using the airline Jennifer worked for. The airline already had a poor reputation for customer service and had failed to improve despite repeated requests. This incident was the last straw. The decrease in contracts from Victor's company and the issues of her bullying juniors becoming public worsened Jennifer's reputation at work. Eventually, she lost her place in the company and resigned. I heard later that Jennifer was jealous of me being younger and was unhappy about Victor's affection for me. She always had to be the best and the main character in her life, so it must have been humiliating for her. Such actions wouldn't increase Victor's affection for Jennifer, but she was too foolish to realize that. Additionally, Jennifer's parents suffered because of her. They had to cover the cost of the wedding and the settlement for the bullying, amounting to several tens of thousands of dollars. Jennifer, with her high pride, showy possessions, and spending habits, had almost no savings. Her parents, unable to forgive her, kicked her out of the house. From my perspective, covering several tens of thousands of dollars for her was already too lenient. But her family's affairs are none of my concern. As for our family, Victor focused more on his work and finally got promoted to area manager. I was worried his rapid career advancement might distance him from women. But it seems unnecessary, as he's getting along well with a former girlfriend he met at a reunion. She was a senior in my club and I know her character well, so I'd be happy if she became his girlfriend. As for me, I'm still working hard as a broadcaster. I've been entrusted with a big project and am focusing on that these days. Being able to concentrate on work is thanks to my supportive family. And most importantly, all the problems caused by Jennifer have been resolved. Which is a huge relief for me. I once visited Jennifer's former company for an interview. And a junior she had mistreated spoke to me. According to her, Jennifer, unable to forget her glory days at the airline, sometimes visits the airport and causes trouble. She might get banned from the airport if she continues. This year-end, our family plans to go on a trip using a plan Victor made. If he and my former club senior are dating by then, I'd like to invite her and enjoy a spa together, but that's still a secret from Victor. Our family has many joys awaiting us.